Hello, you guys. Uh, this is Guadalupe Contreras. I'm gonna shut this off, the other air conditioner. This is Guadalupe Contreras. I'm speaking about part you see 17, right, about Lamont. And I left off on Fairfax Road and the Grim Reaper, about my cousin, about the Adams and stuff, about my education in school. Here in part 17 is that I'm gonna speak to you about the part on when I was down my cousin's house, and well, no names, right? I was down her house, right, and we used to sit back and tell stories, about hauntings and stuff like that. And I learned, what, it's best not to talk about that stuff, right? Because they say that when you speak about, hauntings, about spirits, if you believe in that, they come back around you, they haunt you, they come back. They like for you to talk about them. Uh, well, let me see. My cousin, uh, she, one day I went over there to see her, and she just, complained that she had, trouble, with certain, entities in the house, stuff like that going on. And I said, man, just get the Bible, man. It helps, right? Because I don't know, for some reason, right? For me, it does, it works. When I get scared of something going on, I get the Bible. You know what I mean? And so when I do that, it just goes away. I don't know. It just does. But for some people, it doesn't, man. It gets worse. You know what I mean? And Anna, man, slips out, man. I don't want to say names, She was there asleep, and in bed, And then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Oh man, it's just scary. Um, I was in the room on the living room, right? There. I was in the living room, and I was there, just lying down on the couch. And then all of a sudden, right, my cousin, right, he's in the bed, and then all of a sudden, he, oh man, I don't even know if I want to say this, man. I'm getting chills, man. I know when stuff's around, I get chills, you know what I mean? I was there, and man, I was on the couch, and I called him, right, and to come here because the movie's on that he wanted to see with me, So we're there on the couch. So, he wanted to come and see the movie, and it was 5 o'clock already, and it was started. And I go, hey man, it's starting already, I made popcorn, we got some Cokes. Then after that, I sat down and I sat up because I made the popcorn, eating popcorn, and all of a sudden, man, he goes, hey, has the movie started, I go, yeah, it's already on, And he tells his sister to move, because she's there in bed. Close family, right? The Spanish family, they're real close and everything. And, my cousin, he's young. At that time, he was like, what? He was, what, 9 or 10 or something like that. And his sister, she was babysitting us that day. And then, let me see. These are a story that's connected, to one, my schooling and stuff, He was there, and, oof. He goes, I can't move, because, my sister's in the way, right? And And I'm telling you, man, oh my God, I got chills already. You know what? She comes out of the restroom, right? And she sits down right there on the couch where I'm at. And then after that, you know what? I call my cousin. And then after that, you know what? He goes, what? I go, come on, man, it's going to start. And then she calls his name. And he goes, and he looked, and nobody was there. He got off the bed, took off running. Oh my God, man. Ooh, you know what? Wow, man. I said, I said, man, you better go to church, bro. I ain't lying. You better go to church, man. You better go to church, man. Seriously, man. You know what? And he said that, well, I was calling him, right? You know, somebody was there. And then after she said, you know, her name, you know, she called him, you know, a person gone, right? And then that same night, right? So we went to bed, you know, and my cousin, you know, the girl, you know, she was asleep right there, you know, and she had a doll. She loved sleeping with, she loved taking care of dolls. She loved collecting dolls, right? You know, she was asleep, you know, all of us were asleep already, and then she comes out of the room, man, running and screaming. Oh my God, bro, what's going on, man? And you know what? She goes, that freaking doll, man, the eyes are looking at me, man. Oh my God. And it's smiling at me, man. So she threw it away, right? And next day, it was there, man, on the couch, you know? Oh my God. I go, whoa. So what happened, man? You know, so what happened here? She was telling me, she goes, wow, man. She goes, look, I went to bed and I was sleeping with my doll, you know, and the eyes were moving. And I go, how could you see them in the dark? Because they were glowing, you know? And it was talking to me. And so we thought it was schizophrenia, right? You know, we thought it was schizophrenia, you know, because, you know, I don't want to talk about illnesses in our family, you know, but hey, it's just, you know, some families have schizophrenia, you know. So we thought it was schizophrenia, and up to today, right? I was asleep one day in her house, you know, and I heard that voice, the kid's voice, you know, and I go, hey, is that the dog talk? He goes, yeah, I'm telling you, I try to get rid of it, it won't go away. You know that? And I threw it in the trash. So what we did with the doll, right? You know, we took it to the dump. You know, the trash was like about 10 miles away. You know that? So we took it over there and never came back, you know. And yeah, that doll, they would try to throw it in the trash. They put it outside. It would be inside right there, you know. And so we just, you know, I said, man, that is crazy, man. And so from that right there, I just said, wow, man, you know what, you need to go to church, girl. Seriously, I don't know why this is happening, you know, and it's real crazy, you know. But speaking about, you know, my education time, right? You know, with my instructor, you know, the one with the theater class, you know, I left it open. I never went back. I never told her the truth. I seen her a lot before I moved over here to New York. And she goes, that's messed up. You know what? You should at least tell me what happened. You know, yeah, right, going to another country. I didn't want to tell her, man, because she's a nice lady, you know. And she was into all that stuff, you know, witchcraft and all that. She was, you know, she is, not was. You know, I mean, she's the cosmology, right? I mean, you know, she studies that, you know. She studies that cosmology, and that's part of her religion, you know that. And so, and then for the anthropology class, right, we just let it go, you know. We just sometimes, you know, phenomena stuff, right, it happens. And so the best thing to do with that, just to let it go. You know that, just let it move on, you know that, to wherever, you know, it makes its way, as long as it doesn't, you know, affect you, it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't really, you know, get into your life, you know, and, you know what I mean, just leave it alone, you know, and that's, you know, the best thing right there, you know, to do, you know. How many minutes is this? This is going on, what, 10 minutes right here? We got 20 more minutes to go. Okay, I could say that, hey, one time, right, you know, what I want to share is that, wow, you know, I would never do that again, you know. And to me, it was like a dream, right? It was like this one big, you know, dream that I was experiencing, you know. I remember that I went to a school one time called Studio 7. And it was a fashion designing school, you know. And in this school right here, you know what? It was nothing but witches. A religion cosmology school that they owned, you know. A lot of studios in Paris, you know, France, you know, out that way, you know. So the owner, she was up in age already. She was going on 90, you know that? She was up in age, but she looked like in her 50s. She was having a lot of plastic surgery, right? And then, so, you know, I entered the school, right? The thing was, at that time, I had a stuttering problem, you know, like I got videos about stuttering. You know, in fact, I'm making a course that I help people to, you know, stop stuttering, you know. So this one school that I went into, I got into it because my mom, she's a fashion, she got into fashion, she's a cosmologist, right? My grandmother, you know, her mom would make clothes and quilts and stuff like that. I got all that experience, you know, through her being around my mom. You know, I could sew my own clothes. I do it all the time, you know. If I need something sewed, I don't take it to the tailor, I do it myself. So what happened was, you know, I went to the school, you know, got a loan and everything, you know. Honestly, I wanted to be a fashion designer because I was a cosmologist too, you know. I went to hair school, you know. And I was going to do the mortuary thing though with the hair school. And then, so I was doing that, you know, and then I got into fashion design, had my models and everything, you know. The only thing was, though, the school where I was in, you know, they were into this occult theory, like, you know, witchcraft, stuff like that, you know, seeing the future of their clients, you know, seeing the runway models, who's going to win. They use that, you know, for the you know, their own knowledge, you know. And so they called me in class, right? Remember where this stuff, it would happen to me, you know, about the pictures being automatically made, and, you know, with my teacher, it automatically made itself. Then, you know, crazy stuff, man. I'm lying, you know. I said, you know what? Forget it, man. Nah, I'm not gonna get into that. So, anyways, I'm talking to the assistant to the president of the school. Here's what she told her she wanted me to do, you know. She goes, hey, we want you to go to Calmar and tell us the future of this right here. Well, here's what happened was that, okay, our course requires psychology, right? Jung. Theory of Jung and Sigmund Freud, you know. Jung got into spiritism big time. And that was my assignment, you know, that stuff, you know what I mean? And whoa, what the fuck? Right, you know? Now you ever, no, there's a movie, right, but I don't want to put copyrighted stuff in here. There's a movie about, you know, angels falling down, they pass you, right? Then they give you something, right? And it happens automatically to you. And well, I don't want to I don't want to, share that and like that this is that, but it's something similar. So she goes, go over there and tell the future. I go, what are you talking about, man? I know psychiatry. What? Hey, so what's going on here is that, okay, I go get my books from Young, right? And the assignment is about spiritual, stuff like that, and all of a sudden, right, these images, right, of the book, they're there, and it starts to quote, well, that it shows you how to do the practices and everything, to get, the future setting, that automatically. And all of a sudden, right, this one lady comes out of the corner. I don't even know who she is. She has this red marking right here, some Indian mark. I don't know, Indian lady has a red thing right here. She goes, are you practicing this? Are you an old, she called me like a sensei or something like that. I go, no, man, I'm just reading it. It's a course from school. She goes, are you just reading the books and that's it? And I go, who are you? How come you're asking me this? How do you know? See what I mean? Stuff like that started to happen to me. And I go, what the freak is this about? How does she know I'm reading this stuff? You know what I mean? She's spying on me in binoculars at home or something? Or what? How, So I sit back and then right? And then I go, man, I don't feel good, man. I said, you know what? Even talking about it now, right? I can't finish this right now, you guys. Seriously, I can't, man. Because this, right, something happened to me, that it was like I crossed over into this other world, like, able to, and so, man, I went to church. I ain't lying. I went straight to church and I talked to a guy that was experienced, not years, and he told me what's going on. And why I'm telling you this right here, right, is this, that if you're ever in a jam like that, and you got, nothing to do and you can't get out of it, and you want to get out of it, right? Just, hey, man, go to some spiritual Bible or something. It will help. Or contact me, and I'll tell you what to do and how I got out of it. If you want to know about this, right, subscribe and you got to join, join in a private, not course, right, but private, I will call it private, man, just the private. That's it, the private. I will explain what happened and how to get out of it, and because I can't tell you right now, you guys, I can't. It'll make it look funny, like, it'll be like I want attention, and it's just the chills are there. I can't continue because I respect it. I ain't lying, that's how much. I never told nobody. Only that, one person in the church where I was at, I got out, came back across, man. And you guys know what I'm talking about, that have crossed this and seen something, and it's weird, man. I'm not lying to you. Because all my life, right, if it wasn't for that church I'm in, man, I would not be sane, seriously. And I can't explain it more. I can't. It's just, I don't want to disrespect it. I respect it because the power source, only those that are in this or, they've been through it, you know what, they understand. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry, I can't, it's just, it's not, me respecting, the entity of it. And I'll say that from that time point, right? The things that I was able to, reading the book, right? It's a Jung book. It's called a Jung, C.J. Jung, that psychologist. It was in that book, right? And the person that came to me, right? She goes, how are you, how are you having the transmissions? Not transmission, but what's it called? Transitions, right? To the authorization of what the book was saying. And I go, oh man, I don't know what you're talking about, ma'am. She goes, yes, you do. You know what? And then she wanted to be with me, meaning that to help her understand how I'm doing it. And I go, I don't know you. Who are you? She goes, she didn't want to tell me unless if we met, together away from the library. Because I just went to the library to get the books. That was it. It wasn't no special order from a professor or anything. No, she goes, you just come in here to get the books in the library, that's it? And I go, yeah, why? What's wrong? This is homework. And so in other words, hey, you know how they say that the Bible's alive, right? You know what I mean? That book was alive, man. Seriously. And after that, I said, man, what the heck happened? I didn't make no seance. I remember, sometimes I'll see these movies, for research, I seen the movie Craft, for research for my class. And what happened was the girls, they did these practices. They went and got a frog, a crow, herbs and everything, and then their own blood, right? They mixed it up with some kind of alcohol, and then they had to drink it. I didn't do nothing like that. Heck no, man. Forget it, And so what happened was, right, like my instructor, that's what happened to her, And then I talked to her, right, not the one in the Studio 7, but anthropology class, right? I didn't tell her what happened, but I asked questions. She knew something. She knew, oh my God. She knew it happened before to me. And that's why, we were so close, some of the students, her and I. And the best thing I would say right now, guys, why I'm telling you this is that it's because, I wanted to come out with it, not all the way, and I won't come out with it all the way ever. I'll respect it though. I respect it, I give it honor. It's a power source, These things, entities are made from God, but God didn't make them like that. They use His power though. They're powerful like that. And let's just keep it at that, right? Let's just keep it at, this is, a course, was in a course of Studio 8. And beside the point, I quit the school. Because I go, look, your course, what you teach, it violated my privacy. Because they try to charge me for the course, $25,000, at that time, And I said, no, I'm gonna pay it, because your course, what you do, is that you're violating my privacy, And I showed them the laws and everything, and I won, and I had to pay for it. And it was weird though, the president died. She was already up in age already. Poor lady. I wish her the best, they were there, they call themselves solitary witches. Some of them were solitary witches. Some of them were Wiccans, some of them were the occult, stuff like that, and the school, right? The school, it closed down, it shut down right there. It was in, it's out there, in West Covina. It was where I went to school there, when I was married. Then after that, I quit the school. I didn't have to pay for it because I proved my case, and I just felt that you guys are, are not, complying to the school education. You're complying to, ancient ritual, laws and rules that you're teaching the students. And I don't want to be no cult with you guys. I'm not into your cult. I'm not into, you know what I mean? So, hey, be careful. I'm saying that, be careful if you're into stuff like that. If you get into a school, schools are like that, man. Especially here in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen that movie called The Vesta Building? Right? It's in Netflix, it's in there, man. Oh, man, you think I'm saying stuff. Woo. Hey, you see all the stuff that's coming out nowadays, man? See all that, skinwalkers, man. YouTube shows multiple stuff of, aliens and things, hidden down, man. Hey, rivers that have another world. There's underground civilization, and hey, man, you know what I mean? So what I'm saying ain't nothing, man, compared. I brought it out, at the right time, whenever now, nowadays we're experiencing a lot. But you guys, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to go out from Lamont to that right there, but that was, part of my history, and the ties from Lamont, right, in the church I'm in helps me out a lot. I know when to step away from what I'm getting into that is like practicing it, that's spiritism is wrong. I step away from that, I just go into the theories if I need this stuff, info, whatever, you know what I mean? And that's what helps me out, it keeps me balanced, spiritually, and so in this video here, this is for people that, I would say that if you have, a situation where that you're in, something that you want to get out, some kind of spiritual, I don't know, occult, whatever it is, you want out, just, put in the comments, man, you want help, or I'll explain this more if you join, right? I'm going to open up that thing. I'm going to open up the join. I call it cosmology, anthropology. You know that? If you join, what we'll do, I explain this, right? You talk to me. If you guys want to share your stories, it's fine. But there will be a charge, though, And you know what? For this right here, the charge is not going to be too expensive, but not too cheap, though. Because I'm telling you, this is for my channel to keep going. This is for the channel to keep going. I got other channels here. This is my second channel right here. I got one about stuttering. I help people stop stuttering. And this is in memories. And I'll be making another channel, about, some more channels as time goes on, I'll be doing the, let me see. It'll probably be the filming channel. I gotta think of it because I'm gonna be doing the trailers here. The trailers. How I said, the takes that I'm doing right here. These vids right here. They're not edited, and they're uncut. There's a reason. I'm showing the before and the after because I want to teach you guys that join here. Do the film editing. I do small clips. Right, my training and everything comes out of Hollywood, my experience, all that, training I consider to be, even though I got like 30 years of psychology training, psychiatry, I still consider myself, training, I have, like I said, 10 to 12 degrees, studied and education, right, all that. I love, keep learning. Right now I'm specializing in quantum mechanics, that right there. I'm getting more experience into that. So I would say that for this right here, if you want to join in, I'll put it in here, that. Join in the, the description, just put in there. After I make it, just start joining, but I'll put together some other stuff, and then we'll get on the same page, okay? All right, well, this is 30 minutes already, and I'm gonna start part 18, okay? And I'll see you in the next video. thanks for, being here. Like, subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.